I'm excited too. This is our first time back. But
Yeah. Are we introing it? Is this it?
This is it. We're back.
Guys, we're back. New space.
Fahim,
New sign.
your place upgraded.
It did, yeah.
You know, actually, it's funny because a while ago in one of our previous podcasts, you talked about how the dance hour were filmed in a warehouse, and there's like dance studios.
Yes.
People didn't believe us.
They didn't believe us.
So we had to flex on them.
We were using the space that looks like a home office.
Yeah. We want to be modest.
Because you don't want people to know that you're in a giant hangar with multi-use compartments.
Yeah.
But I figured, the world's ending. Why am I hiding?
Yeah.
Let's show them what I'm really about.
Yeah. Let's flex on them.
So, do you guys like the upgrade? I'm a fan of it.
I'm a fan. What do we have so far? We got the dance hour sticker on the laptop.
Boom. We've got these cloths from Home Depot. It's actually eggplant colored. I don't know if you can tell. We got a nice little neon sign.
We got a neon sign. It's on. You can't. It's faint.
You can tell.
It's faint though. I hope you can.
You can tell.
You can tell. I like it. And then we got we continue the branding of the blue
curtains. We brought them over.
Yeah.
We brought them over and we got more.
Oh. Wow.
So
we got this cool little structure right next to you.
Mm-hmm. Those are bones. That's actually it's bones
of the previously failed podcasts in LA. We just collected
collect the bones and we make art out of it. And then we got the intro song from Magdalena Bay.
Whoa.
Big fan of them. I was like, because it was time to do it up,
Yeah.
I'm like, we need a theme song. We need a legit theme song.
Yeah.
I reached out to them. I was like, yo, I'm a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have a podcast.
Wow.
Would you do the theme song?
Yeah.
And they said yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I love it. They sent it to me. I'm like, fucking perfect. There's no back and forth. I was like, yeah.
This is it. No
this
notes.
Is it. Yeah, because I knew what I was getting. I like their stuff, and I'm like, they're totally in line with like what the vibe is.
Yeah.
And then they sent it back. I was like, this is perfect. And then, my buddy did the animation for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when the people that are watching this on YouTube, they see
an animation. If you're listening in your car,
yeah,
you don't have a feast for the eyes.
Yeah.
Only your ears.
That's true.
So I think, the best way to consume this podcast is to listen to it and then watch it.
Double header.
And I would watch it maybe 100 times, just, not to generate streams and give us more income for it via ad revenue. I just think it takes 100 times on YouTube.
Yeah.
Before you can really process it.
Yeah.
It's like when you see a good movie, it's not until like the 50th time that you really get it.
Oh, it's like the 16-time Tony Award winning Broadway play Hamilton, that the more you watch it, the more you find these little Easter eggs.
Did you like my Hamilton audition that I posted on Instagram?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Either Ali's going to love this or he's going to hate it.
No, I loved it.
No one makes fun of Hamilton.
It's brilliant. Man.
If you haven't seen it, go to my Instagram. I did a post where
it's everywhere. It's Instagram, on TikTok as well.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, dude, I had a nice little run on TikTok for a bit.
Yeah.
Where I was getting some million views.
Yeah, dude.
And then it started to taper off. And then it becomes sad. Like when you get less views and you keep on posting, you feel more like a bag of shit. Because when you get the positive reinforcement of just going viral. And then you post 6 or 10 videos and it just gets 1,000.
Oh, man.
Which is nothing. You're like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, it's the algorithm. I don't know what.
We're beholden to I never knew that an algorithm would just have so much bearing on my life. That's the other weird thing too about art 2.0.
Yeah.
Is that it's like, who's the best at the algorithm?
Yeah.
It becomes less important as to the actual intrinsic value of the thing and objectively, is this good or bad? It's more about what's the number in the bottom left corner?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
everyone's algorithm's off. Instagram
and it's changing all the time too. And it's weird. That's why I'll just buckshot it on every platform.
Yeah.
I'll throw it up on Twitter. I'll do a TikTok. I'll put it on Instagram. And then it'll do nothing. Like that 12 stages of Corona thing or whatever. It did okay on Instagram. Not great. And then I posted it on TikTok, and then it did really well on TikTok.
Oh wow!
And then someone tweeted it from TikTok. That Yashar Ali, the journalist guy.
Oh, yeah.
So he tweeted it. And then he has a bunch of blue check marks in his network. So then Meghan McCain retweeted it.
Oh, Lord.
And then they brought it up on The View.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So that's just one of those things. If I just put it on Instagram, it would have got mediocre reception and then gone away. But because I put it on everything, you don't know where. It's just, you have more lotto tickets for it to kind of go viral or for more people to see it.
Yeah.
So it's just random how this thing I initially made for Instagram, I throw it on TikTok, somebody tweets it they tweet the TikTok and then it goes off. So it's just, it's weird the way it works.
Yeah.
So whatever. All you could do is make a thing and then put it on as many platforms as you can and then just on to the next one. Don't dwell on it.
I have a lot of questions on that, but before we get too far.
Yes.
Did we come into something? Did we just dance our way into
the theme song, dude?
A track?
Magdalena Bay. Check them out. I think Magdalena Bay Music on Instagram. All their stuff I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
I just love their sound.
Wow. All right. Well, okay, back to the TikTok thing real quick before we move on to the 20 million things that we got to cover.
Hey, remember when we thought this thing was a cold? Remember when we thought this thing was like the flu?
I blame Dr. Drew for that.
I blame Dr. Phil.
I blame all the doctors.
Yeah, all the doctors.
Yeah.
All the TV doctors.
It's crazy, man. Things got crazy in Koreatown. I had to form the Koreatown Raccoons, the K-Town Raccoons. Yeah. We start digging we start looting.
Right.
No, I'm playing. Nothing happened in Koreatown. What was your, over the last, I feel like our last episode was like
March. I actually looked. It was March 24th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It was like
3 days after my birthday, guys.
Oh,
For some reason, when you type Google has my birthday wrong. It has it as like March 31st, and it looks very official.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you get Google to fix your birthday. I think maybe some like site or whatever, some like celebrity site said that my birthday's March 31st. I don't know how to change that. So I'll get all these people hit me up like, happy birthday. And it's like, not my birthday.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're late, dude.
Yeah.
It's the 21st.
Oh, wow. So
hey, random civilian.
It's 10
you're
days late.
Yeah, it's 10 days late. Isn't it like Nowruz? Like I was
something like that. I was like, it was
like 21st.
It was the Afghan New Year.
Bro, I'm a New Year's baby.
I don't know if it keeps changing with the lunar cycle.
Yeah,
who knows?
The lunar calendar.
Something like that. But yeah, I had a feeling it would go this long, like the lockdown, the quarantine, etc.
I didn't. I was so naive, dude.
Oh, really? How long did you think?
Yeah, because I was at the Comedy Store. I remember this point, like, because towards the end, before things shut down, you kind of catch wind that things are closing, and then there's like Purell stations bolted onto places. So the Comedy Store had some Purell stations and stuff. And then there was a little bit of this like cloud hanging over, this uncertainty, And I remember like it was the last night I was at the Comedy Store before it shut down. And I was hanging out with the comics in the parking lot. We're talking. And everyone's speculating, like, what? Like Jerron Horton is like, he's like, oh, I have a cousin in the military. He's saying like tanks or it's just like, you know what I mean? Everyone has a theory.
A cousin in the Pentagon.
Everyone has like, there's tanks and you better stock up and get. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking that way,
Yeah,
I was just like, we locked down for maybe a few weeks, maybe a month, and then we're back. And then it played out the way it played out,
Yeah.
And it was one of those things, seeing it unfold. That's why I did that whole video where it's fun. It was fun for the first week or two.
Yeah.
Because it felt like adult summer camp.
Yeah, yeah.
You get to be a child with sweatpants, and it's like cool, nice little break of pace.
Mm-hmm.
But then you realize it's one of those things. It's like vacation is fun for a little bit. And when you're on vacation forever, you go mad. You want to go back to work.
Yeah.
And when you work too much, you're like, I need a vacation.
Yeah.
It's like you can't stay in one thing for too long.
Finding that balance is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was fine, actually. I was putting out content and shit. It was actually creatively, it was fun. Creatively and professionally, the first couple of weeks of COVID were good for me. Just because I'm kind of good at just generating shit on my own. Like when I play both characters, and I don't need a lot. It's like idea driven.
Yeah.
And I'll do the two characters in the thing and put it up. So I was doing a lot more of that, just doing sketches with my like green screen.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where people who were already famous, they took COVID as a way to just sort of like relax. It was God's way of telling them just to chill.
Yeah.
So they weren't generating a lot of content. And also when you're famous, by nature of being famous, just you living your life generates so much social media assets.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're not promoting this thing, you're not doing this show, these like bigger comedians aren't really posting because COVID has made everything locked down. Mm-hmm. So I kind of felt that through the first few weeks, I was able to cut through the noise.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a ton of shit out there, but I was still generating content.
Yeah.
But then I kind of like the last couple of weeks or whatever, I've been less driven to do that. And then that second shutdown, that sucked because I was handling it pretty well.
Yeah.
I was handling it, like, I think better than most, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I can handle this. Because I'm not super, like, extrovert to begin with.
Yeah.
It just sucked not being able to do comedy and, like, talk to my friends. That's where I would go and, like, interact with people.
Mm-hmm.
So I was fine. And then I just always thought, like, yeah, we're going to be back soon. And then when they did the second shutdown, I'm like, okay, that sucks. Now it's like, what am I?
Yeah. That's funny.
It's like a sheepdog with no sheep to herd.
Yeah, because that was kind of like, I mean, you were one of the fortunate ones in the sense where you're able to, like, be able to use that lockdown as, like, a creative fuel to just keep moving and keep creating. The second it was like, oh, we're everything, like, LA shut down, I was like, I'm shutting down. Like, I was like, I don't even want to get out of bed. Like, and then it's kind of been like that. And then, you know, you try to create some type of routine, you know, at home. Like, all right, I'm going to wake up at this time, eat breakfast at this time, do X amount of work, do this, read a book, meditate, go on a walk around the block. Yeah. But like routines fall out the window quick.
Or you have to form them. Like the world, you realize that just living in the world, it used to do that for you, your routine. And then when COVID wipes the construct of life, you have to manufacture a routine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think there was two ways to take this. You could either just be like, woe is me, or when's life going to get back to normal, and just pine for the old days. Yeah. And you could do that it's understandable to do that for a bit, but how deep are we into this thing? I just took it pretty early as an opportunity to be like, let me adapt to this thing. Yeah. I can't do what we did back in the day, but what can I do? How can I add my spin to what is available to me? Mm-hmm. And it was like little sketches around my house, and I still had an audience online. Yeah. So it still scratched that itch. That's why I wasn't doing a ton of Zoom shows. Mm-hmm. People were hitting me up to do these like virtual shows. Like Zoom virtual stand-up. Yeah. I did At home. Yeah. I did one just because I waited it out for a long time. I'm like, nah, that sucks. It's not real stand-up, blah, blah, blah. But then it just kept on dragging. And then part of me was like, I don't need to be so elitist. Let me just experience it. I don't have to be a huge fan of it, but at least don't be so closed off to not even try it. Yeah. So I'm like, let me try it. So I did the Zoom show, and it was fun for what it was. I didn't have like such a blast that I'm like, this is my jam now. Yeah. But it was. I'm glad I did it to try it. It was still fun. Mm-hmm. And they actually threw our Venmos up, and so like I guess I got paid for it, like more than I would doing a regular show around town. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not dying to do a ton of Zoom shows. But I'm glad I did it.
But you did different shows, though, different kind of shows.
Well, what's happening now is, again, it's one of those things where the first half of this COVID thing, everyone was just waiting for life to get back to normal as we knew it. Yeah. People are slowly figuring out what the rules to this thing are. And now it's like outside is okay. Outside and like half capacity at a comedy club. Not here in LA. Mm-hmm. In LA, no comedy club is open. It's all outdoor stuff. Yeah. So there's some drive-in shows, and then I did this virtual show where it was like a Minority Report. They had this giant wall of digital monitors. So it's like a Zoom show, but you're standing with a mic and there's nice cameras. Yeah. It's called In Crowd. If you search for it, it's like In Crowd Comedy. Yeah. It's this awesome space. So that's a hybrid of like a regular show and like a Zoom show. Yeah. I liked it because you're walking around with a microphone and you can see the squares of the people watching. It is surreal though, because it's such a new experience. Like I was performing stand-up.
It reminds me a lot of that episode of Black Mirror. It was like episode 2 of Black Mirror or something, where it's like it's like an American Idol thing, where like it's just all these screens of people just kind of watching you.
Well, even I saw a clip of America's Got Talent. Yeah. And they have that.
Even the NBA
does
it
looks like Hunger Games. It looks like this dystopian future that we're in.
You saw some, like, I'm sure you watch sports. Yeah. My cousins do, so I caught a glimpse of, like, the NBA even has that, where it's, like, screens in the audience and people just watching at home from Zoom.
Yeah, it's almost like Street Fighter has come to life. They just have, like, people back there.
Even the WWE did that. Like, they put, like, screens around the ring, and everyone's just, like, watching in from, like...
Are they piping in? Yeah. Remember when they did WWE with no fans and it was just silence?
That was the weirdest thing.
At least with UFC, people are getting fucked up in there.
Yeah.
It is a little more comical when there's like WWE. Yeah, because there's no noise whatsoever. Because like
they thrive off like the pop, the excitement.
Well, it's all theatrics.
Yeah.
And when there's no, like, yeah, it's real.
It's the applause, the cheers, the boos. Like, you need that to be a part of the show.
And to sell
Yeah.
the fake.
Yeah.
I know it's real wrestling fans, but you know what I mean. They're not going at it like real UFC guys. Okay.
UFC's there to like kill somebody.
Your body. There's no way. I feel like I'm trying to not anger wrestling fans.
No, I mean like as a former wrestling fan.
Oh, what happened? You're not part of the.
Nah,
you're
man.
Excommunicated. What happened?
I was part of the Invasion era, so whoever
is that the best era?
Oh, that's the best. Like hands down, anyone can argue
Across the board.
Across
or is
the board.
Is this a lava take?
No. This is like a very common. Well, I mean, there's a lot of debate. Some people want, but yeah, 2000. It was like 2001,
Was The Rock in
2002.
that?
Yeah, because
Cena.
WWE was acquiring WCW and ECW. So to make that merge like successful, they did this whole invasion thing. Like, oh, WCW and ECW, those guys are trying to come over and take over the WWE. So everyone like it was like an us versus them thing. So it was this. It went on for like a year.
Even though everyone knew they were going to merge, but they had to do this.
Yeah, I
bullshit
mean,
of,
for like us 12-year-olds, we were like, what? Stone Cold switch sides? What the hell is going on? So, but yeah, so as a former wrestling fan, yes, there's a lot of, it's scripted entertainment, but it's not like, UCF or UFC.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, UFC. I'm angering.
UCF is a college, I believe, right?
University of Central Florida. Yeah, now I'm angering the MMA people.
We're just angering everybody.
But it's definitely like even like I guess basketball. You don't really need the audience or the crowd.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't mind it, just because it sounds familiar. But I wonder if I would prefer if you just hear like sneaker squeaking and that's it. Would that be too weird?
That was like the first half, of like the NBA before they brought in the screens and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's this weird. Well, okay, my take on this is like none of this is necessary. Like we don't need sports right now. We don't need.
What?
It's just like,
dude, we need some sort of. I do look, sports seems trivial and all this stuff in the grand scheme of things of human life.
Yeah.
But I do think you need these hallmarks or these reminders of normalcy.
Yeah.
So subliminally, I think it is effective.
I guess
Because if it was all gloom and doom,
and
there's nothing going on, there's like no arts, there's no. That's why even these shows I'm doing that are less than ideal, like these drive-in stand-up shows that I did. I did one. I did 2 nights.
Yeah.
People are so starved for something to go to that they're so receptive.
Yeah.
And just happy to be out.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
like I started doing drive-in theaters at like Paramount City. There's a few drive-in theaters around LA. They'll play like some new stuff. But yeah, I get that. Like now that's more packed. Like I used to go before.
and it was like you were the only one there.
It was like, a few cars sprinkled around, but now it's like,
that's like it's back.
yeah.
And there's this nostalgia element to it too. But as a performer, on paper it seems like cool. Like drive-in stand up. Whoa, this is it's so novel.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting how, man, like the requirements for a good stand-up comedy show are also good requirements to spread a virus. Small confined space, low ceilings, everyone packed together,
poor air circulation.
Sure, yeah, just like an 8 Mile type thing or whatever, or just like a small club, like underground, low ceilings. But now that's the worst thing you can do. So now it's all outside. Like the hottest show in this COVID world would be comedy kryptonite pre-COVID. You'd be like, this is a fucking terrible show.
Yeah.
Perform for cars, outside, daytime.
Yeah.
Like some of these shows, like that are set up, they're like daytime, they're outside. Everyone's so spread. Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like for stand-up, you don't want to be spread apart because laughter is contagious.
Yeah.
That's why back in the day when you would do a show, if people were too spread apart, they would make people sit closer together and closer to the stage.
Yeah.
Because it's not conducive to comedy if you have all these huge pockets.
Yeah.
But now everyone is sitting as close as they legally can, and I think there's this understanding, and they still will give it up, even though optically it's not set up for success. People they want to be out, and they are very giving.
Yeah.
And receptive to comedy.
No, I get that. A lot happened within, this year has just been it's been a wild year too, but I feel like everything else about America has just been highlighted or amplified even more.
Yeah.
Whether it's like capitalism, racism, like any form of like crack in our system is just like it was always there.
Yeah, totally.
But now it's just like there's like a huge spot. It's so crazy, and I'm not glad that any of this happened, but for me it's a sigh of relief where like so many people have been radicalized. Like progressively radicalized.
Yeah.
Because
and the other way too. Like it's been a real catalyst for both sides.
Yeah.
But I think there's a little more on the progressive side that they've been radicalized.
Yeah.
They've just been in the wings and been an ally from their computer chair or whatever.
Yeah. It's just been good where I can hang out with my family and not be the crazy radical one. Where they're like, oh, he's just spewing off.
You'd be like, see?
Yeah.
See? Yeah. It is pretty astounding to realize that America was just running, like, didn't put anything in the bank, as a metaphor. Just it was living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And then COVID comes, and just everything shuts down. Like even Amazon, you don't realize that they're on the bleeding edge of commerce and their supply chain and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Remember for a while, if you ordered something, you wouldn't get it for like 2 months.
Yeah.
You're so used to like same day
or
next day delivery. And then Amazon is like, it'll come to you in a month or a month and a half. And like, then I'm going to go to the store, I guess.
Yeah.
Wear a mask and then stand in line and then toilet paper and then like Lysol wipes.
What was up with the toilet paper?
That is funny. Like now we have perspective on it. Like humanity in America just be like, yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. I got swept up in the thing. I just got a lot of toilet paper. I bought a lot of.
I legitimately because I literally ran out of toilet paper. I was like, all right, I got to go get some toilet paper. Guys would be walking out with shopping carts packed with like bundles of toilet paper.
Yeah.
I'm like,
okay, it's nice to have toilet paper, but like in a pinch, water?
Yeah, so I have a bidet, so I wasn't like heavily reliant on toilet paper, Yeah. It's like just something to dry myself off. Like I could use paper to whatever, but like I was like, this like run for toilet paper.
That's pretty funny. Just a bunch of Americans are on a survival show. Yeah. And they fail because everyone else is trying to build fire and they just find toilet paper. They just spend all their money and resources on trying to like make toilet paper. Yeah. And they go, no, you should have built a fire and a shelter. And they go, what about shitting?
Yeah. What did you notice kind of went off the shelves?
Wipes were very hard to get.
Yeah.
Masks were very hard to get.
Yeah.
And what else? Sanitizer, hand sanitizer was hard to get.
That was like for the first month. Then after that, I road tripped across America.
How was that? During a pandemic?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't bad, surprisingly. It took me 4 days to get from LA to Virginia, and I try to be as methodical and calculated as possible to be like, okay, if my car fills up on gas and I have like 300 and some miles, I try to be like, where am I going to stop for gas? Where am I going to spend the night?
So there's no surprises. Just plan it all out.
Yeah, everything was planned out. And I was fasting too because it was Ramadan. So I was like, I got to leave.
Bro, but you have an out. If you're traveling, you don't have to.
I do. But I know myself that because you have to make those days up.
And you're like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm a piece of shit. I'm not going to fast throughout the year if I don't have to, So I was like, I'm going to leave right at before sunrise, get to the next city. So I did LA to New Mexico. Albuquerque's not as bad as, there's a lot of surprises for me.
Really?
About America.
We shot, when I shot Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Yeah. We shot in Albuquerque and Santa Fe.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
How's your experience there?
I thought Santa Fe was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Albuquerque, I didn't love it. It's such a sleepy town too. I was in a coffee shop and then it was 4:00 and it's like, we're closing. I'm like, what? And kicked me out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? This is a weird town.
It's so funny. Yeah.
And it's small. You know?
I feel like there was a charm to it that
But then there's a lot of transients too.
Yeah.
Because they have that train station there, and then they also have that like overpass, that tunnel. Where if you want, sometimes I like walking places, and I wanted to walk there from the hotel.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm like Batman to go have lunch.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it. There's a lot of riffraff.
Yeah.
If the tunnel is short enough, I can walk through the riffraff. But if it's long enough where I'm like I may perish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to Uber it.
Yeah. So I drove around Albuquerque. I did all the Breaking Bad little like
the tour.
spots. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody told us that like every now and then they'll throw a pizza on the roof of this house, and it's fucking annoying for.
I went to the house. They fenced it up, so maybe no one can throw shit on it anymore.
So someone lives there?
Yeah, someone lives there. They put up a sign being like, please just take pictures from the street. Don't knock on our door. Don't bother us.
That's got to be annoying if you live there.
Yeah. If I lived there, I'd make a business out of it. Be like, knock on our door for $5.
Yeah.
And, take a
you
peek.
sell like blue candy to everybody.
That would be, from there, so I would get to these hotels and they would be like, nobody would be in these hotels. They're just empty.
Because that was early when you left.
Yeah.
And I think everyone didn't know what it was. Was scared. So
roads
you were probably the only person.
Roads were empty. I discovered a new I don't want to say discovered, but I came across a new podcast that is now my second favorite podcast next to this one? Next to this podcast.
I was close.
Fahim Anwar Dance Hour is number one.
Yeah.
And then,
Then whatever this is.
So before I left, I was like, I'm going to be on the road for a long time. Let me look up all these podcasts about like films and like film topics. So there's one that was called like, How Did This Get Made?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this would be, I'm like, oh, this is great. I want to know about how like some of my favorite films, behind the scenes, some trivia about some of my favorite films were made.
But then bad movies, right?
But then when I listened to it, they're like, how the fuck was this made? So I was in tears. So like I would like get to the next city and like have like 2 films I would look up and watch, like 2 shitty films that night
that they're talking about.
Yeah. So like the next on the road, I would have, films to like listen to the episodes about. So that got me by. So I did Albuquerque. Then I drove to Little Rock, Arkansas, which surprisingly wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. There was like a charm to Little Rock, a little Midwestern Southern town. And then from there, I got to Nashville. Spent the night there. Got some Nashville hot chicken.
What's it like in the belly of the beast? Even better.
Howlin' Ray's is
LA's
shit. Chinatown's Howlin' Ray's is better than Hattie B's. I'm sorry to say it for you Nashvilleians.
Is this our first lava take back?
It's the lava take. LA has better hot chicken than Nashville, the home of hot chicken.
Did it come from Nashville, though?
It did. It came from a spot called, I believe it's called Prince's Hot Chicken, but they were closed, so I wasn't able to go there.
Oh, it came from that place, but they rebranded it for LA?
Well, LA kind of just adapted it. So now you'll go around LA and it's like Nashville Hot Chicken.
Wait, so somebody ripped off?
Yeah. It's like if LA started like Chicago deep dish pizza, It's originally from Chicago, but
so it's not Nashville people who came here to do it. It's LA people who are like, let's take this.
Yes.
They appropriated the chicken.
But the family, I believe it was Prince's Hot Chicken, started an LA branch. And from what I've heard, I haven't gone yet, but from what I've heard, it doesn't live up to the standards. But, and then from there, I drove up to Virginia, 4 days, 3 nights.
You were out there for a while, though, huh?
Yeah, man.
How long were you there?
2 months.
How
long were you in Seattle for?
2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Here's the thing. I could have done longer, and my family wanted me to just, because they're like, look, there's no stand-up going on. Why don't you just live here?
Yeah.
And it's just too long, especially with everything shut down.
Yeah.
And it would be like I'm 12 again.
Yeah.
Because I would have no rights. I'm just embedded with my parents, like their home.
Yeah.
It's too long. I love my parents and everything, and I love visiting them. And this just like I can't go like hang out with my friends. I can't. The places are shut down.
Yeah.
It was even more shut down than it is now.
Yeah.
So it would be like I'm an embedded reporter for a month or two, and that's just like I'll go mad.
Yeah.
And also like I'm still creating things and it just disrupts my rhythm.
Yeah.
I kind of have work Fahim, and then I have like family Fahim.
Yeah.
And like vacation Fahim.
Yeah.
And they don't always play nice with each other. So I always set enough time. Like I like being in a certain mode.
Yeah.
So if I'm with my parents, I'm not cranking out all these videos and shit. I'm just not thinking that way.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like resetting.
Yeah.
And being reminded of being centered as a human being before you kind of get warped into whatever your profession is.
Yeah.
Like whenever I visit home,
It grounds you.
it grounds you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like 12 again, or all this other shit doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then, which it's good for that. It's good for visiting, but it's not good for like creativity or whatever. Or
Yeah.
sometimes I'll get inspired every now and then, but I'm not in that mode, or I'm not trying to, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes your brain needs that break.
I feel
Instead of being, I'm never a type to be on all the time. I'm not like, you know, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I had dinner with my brother yesterday. My brother's in town for some dental conference, and so we had sushi, and he had one of his dental buddies there, and I think a lot of them are surprised, his friends or whatever, because he goes like, oh, he's a comedian, he's been on some stuff, and I just don't read as a comedian, you know, like, oh, he's kind of quiet, or this is the way I am. I'm just like a regular person, and I have these ideas, and there's a time and place for me to do them.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to be that all the time.
Yeah. You're not on.
I'm not on.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I meant. Like, my brain is always on.
Sure. Like
But
you're thinking. Of
I'm
things,
thinking all
and
the time.
you're
Like
taking
my
in
neurons
everything.
are firing all the time, and like a lot of times I'll be hanging out with people. I'm quiet. I think of something. I just pull my phone out because I just write all my ideas on my phone.
Yeah.
So even though I'm not saying anything, and it seems like I'm comatose or like a quiet guy, I'm just like I'm still thinking a lot.
Yeah.
I lay in the cut and I think. But sometimes I could be outgoing. Like I know you very well. I know this podcast. This is like the forum for me to do that, to be me, to be at this level.
Yeah.
But if I'm with a bunch of strangers at a dinner, I'm not this.
Yeah.
I have no
I know
need
exactly
to.
what
I
you
don't
mean.
have that drive. I don't
Yeah.
know the situation yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather observe.
And especially new people, there's some people you'll meet and you'll be like,
Dude,
I'm
that's
only
what-
going to meet them once. I have no
Yeah.
interest in like knowing about them. I don't care enough to like ask questions or just like get to know them. So it's like, I'm just going to reserve my energy
Yeah.
and just eat this food, engage in small talk.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you approach that?
The small talk and all that?
Well, just like in that environment of like, okay, here are new people. You're only going to meet them once in your life. You'll never see them again. Like,
I'll do the bare. I'll do the bare minimum. Like
Yeah.
I won't be an asshole.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like, how you like in LA? Where did you come from? Oh, well, I got a big family, small family.
Yeah.
What are you getting into when you're down? You know where you should go to? Oh, this is a great restaurant. Like, that doesn't like recharge my battery. That
Do you-
seems so taxing.
Yeah. Do you ever envy to be that person? To be that energetic ball of energy in those environments to like around? Because I'm like that too, where I'm just like, if I meet new people, if I feel like I need to put in, if I'm like, oh, if I stay quiet,
I'll
Yeah.
put in the amount of work that I need to.
Yeah.
To not be an asshole.
Yeah.
To be a respectable human being.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to like, surmount that.
No, I get that. Because for me, it's very similar where I'm like, it's those situations where I'm like, I know if I stay quiet, this dinner with all these people, it's just going to be an awkward, silent dinner. So I'm like, I got to go above and beyond and be like,
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do enough to not make it weird.
Yeah.
But like more than that is tough.
Yeah. So there's a different, because I know what you mean of being at home, because my dad works in Afghanistan. They like were closed. He came to Virginia and he was like, I'm here for like 3 weeks till Afghanistan opens up again, you know? And so I'm like, all right, I'll come home. I drove across country. I was like, might as well just do this now. And then I was like, all right, 3 weeks, I'll head back, ship the car back. And then like 3 weeks come up and he is like, yeah, I got extended for a little bit longer. And he was like, he's like, I'm probably not going to see you till I kind of got like slightly guilted to like stay longer. And I'm like, all right, like, because they said the same thing. Like, you got like, you're not doing any filming, all your work is editing right now.
Yeah.
So you can edit from anywhere.
Sure.
Why do you have to go to LA to edit?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, but like, I just gotta go. I just gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah. Sometimes your brain just needs that separation. So yeah.
So yeah, I was there for like 2 months, spent time with family, did a bunch of babysitting. Oh man, babysitting's rough. Like,
didn't you have the skateboard incident last time?
oh my god, skateboard incident last time. Now, my nephew's into riding bikes. He's riding bikes now,
Nice.
and
You got an X game kid.
yeah. So now he's excited. He's like, oh, like he'll come over and there's a heat wave. It's like 90 degrees, humidity, feels like 120 degrees, and he like just like I'm in my room watching a movie. Like I'm just chilling in my room, and then like all of a sudden hear like little footsteps coming up the stairs. I'm like, fuck, and like the door swings open. He's like, can you take me go ride my bike? And I'm just like, where's your mom? I'm like, I need to talk to your mom. There's no heads up. Yeah, like I'm just like,
I like that they trust you after the skateboard.
Oh yeah. Well, now I pad the kid up. I'm like, helmets, knee pads, elbow pads. We're not going out. Here's a mouth guard.
Dang.
But yeah, now like it was interesting. It was rough, man. And then I don't know how people do kids. I don't know how they do. Like especially now.
Oh man,
you got to keep them entertained and like active.
This other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that I realized about this COVID and all that is it's scary at the beginning. The unknown is the scariest to everybody. But then you pass that period and you realize how resilient humans are just by nature.
Yeah.
Remember at first it was just sort of like it was like a quiet place or something.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't stay at that level. Like I thought about this. Like you watch that movie A Quiet Place and everyone's just like through the whole movie like that, that's how life is. But if that was the new reality, it would be like that for maybe a month. And then people would just be like, oh yeah, if you make too much noise, you get eaten. You know? Because you can't be like this for fucking 83 years.
Yeah.
It's like that at the beginning of this new reality. But at A Quiet Place, everyone would just be as quiet as they can. And
they would
see somebody get eaten, they'd be like, fuck, he was too loud.
They would like probably build some like infrastructure
They
where
would
it would just like
adapt.
project noise so like those bugs go
it would
towards
be
that.
terrifying.
Yeah.
For a month.
Yeah.
And then it would just be the talk of the town. Like,
You can't freedom of speech.
No, it would even be like, you remember Rob? You gotta eat by one of those monsters. You're too loud.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's terrible for the kids. Kids are good. Kids are real good. Yeah, I'm having to teach them, you know. So, anyways, have a good one.
No,
Stepped on a twig.
there's gonna be people being like, I have a right to speak and have my voice
That
heard.
monster's not real.
Man, I feel like now, how do you feel when you see someone without a mask and like in public? And not in public, but like at a grocery store or something.
It's like, why is this the battle? Like, even if you're right, let's say the masks do nothing, or you believe that, it costs nothing to put it, and it's a private business. And like, why is this the hill you're dying on?
Yeah.
It's so fucking easy to. It's just so much easier. I've done things I don't believe in just because it's the path of least resistance.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one time, this guy at the comedy store or whatever, like he thought I was somebody else, or he was just like really mad at me, but he was kind of like a senior guy, and I just know I was in the right.
Yeah.
And this thing that he was claiming that I did or whatever was not true.
Yeah.
And I could have just been like, you know, fighting with him the whole time. But I go, this is my place of business. I don't need this drama.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey man, I'm really sorry. I respect you and blah, blah, blah. And I just knew what he wanted to hear. Just you know, and it was fine. Things were fine from that point on.
Yeah.
Like he thought I like threw a chair or some shit. And I'm just like, I think he thought I was some other guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But instead of being hot-headed and shit, it was just way easier to do that thing. And the mask, like, you may not love doing it, but like, what does it cost you, honestly?
Yeah.
And it's a private establishment that has created this mandate, so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
This isn't like a law that was. It's like, it's Walmart. It's no shirt, no shoes, no service.
Yeah.
Like, they could do whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I think people will like film themselves going in like, it is my constitutional right. You get your hands off me. They're not even touching them. you don't touch me. This is my right. Yeah. Just leave.
Yeah.
I am leaving. This is my witness. They're kicking me out. It's like they just came for a terrible viral video.
Yeah. I mean, it's clout. People try to. Nothing will change. I don't get the whole like. I don't know. I don't get that, man. It was.
It is weird how this has been politicized.
Yeah.
Every other country, like no one really does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like London is run like they got everything. They got theaters back up and running. Paris got things,
it just shows you the cultural differences between all the countries. America,
it's very individualistic.
Yeah. Aren't we founded on exceptional individualism?
Yeah.
Like the whole Wild West as well. It's just everyone's unique. Everyone's a snowflake. Everyone has rights. And I don't mean snowflake in the way it's been adopted, but everyone is special. Everyone's opinion counts.
Yeah.
Whereas in China, it's like
communal.
You're part of like the nail that sticks out gets hammered down, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is no greater good. It's sort of like, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to get political, guys. That guy could have a regular voice too. He doesn't have to be some. I don't want to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
We can give him an accent too. I don't want to wear a mask.
I don't want to wear. Yeah. No, I was about to go into it, and I go, we can't.
Yeah.
I found that the worse you are at an accent, the more offensive it is.
Oh yeah.
If you can nail it,
yeah,
everyone just is like,
they're impressed.
You got to give it up. Even people of that race are like, fucking, that was great.
Yeah.
But if you're off just a little bit, your life is over.
Oh, I'm awful at accents. I never do accents ever.
Yeah.
I try to do a British accent. It turns into like Jamaican. And I'm like, what the? I'm like, how did I get? I wouldn't know.
Can I have a spot of
No, man, I can't. I can't do this. I can't have evidence exist on the internet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And no, it's not even. I'm just gonna get roasted for the rest of my life. You know, like people are like, hey guys, remember when Ali tried to do? Let's pull up that episode.
Yeah.
Oh
you're
man.
trying to get a job. You're in a suit. And the guy just like flips the laptop.
Is this you?
Well, it was not. You guys validating? Sorry about that.
And then my like Italian accent turns very Transylvanian, you know.
You're fluid.
Yeah.
Your guys are from all over the place.
I don't know. I admire and I envy people that can do accents. That can just like hop into like, you know.
Yeah, me too. Like I can kind of, or I'm not like a chameleon like that. For me, I usually have a really crystal clear idea of what the idea I have, whatever the comedic thing that I've come up with. And I can rise to the occasion to execute the idea. Yeah. So sometimes I surprise myself, like, oh, I was able to do that just to service this idea. Yeah. Like I'll do a British accent for this one I did where I'm playing some like actor guy who's like very full of himself and British. If you just told me to do that out of the blue and I didn't have that thing written, I think it'd be hard for me. Yeah. But because I had like I knew what I wanted to achieve because I'm like writer, director, and actor in it, it's easier. Yeah. So I think. I'm envious of some people, like some groundling people who like Chloe Feynman from SNL. She's great. Or like Melissa Villaseñor, or people who could just do, even Aristotle, just people who can slip into accents and characters like so easy. Yeah. I can do it when I'm servicing the idea I have. Yeah. That's impressive. I don't even know where, I feel like I feel like we touched up on a lot of things. A lot of COVID talk, but hey. A lot of COVID talk. We haven't been back. We had to talk about it. When I was in Virginia, I went to like a protest in D.C. Nice. And I took my little sister. It was like right when the George Floyd protests were taking off. So it's like, you know, let's show our solidarity. Let's go out there. And so we get to D.C. I parked the car. And then I have like an Afghan hat I usually wear, a pakol. It's like a brown hat that like rolls on the side, whatever, rolls up. And so I was like, oh, like, you know, it's a hot day. Let me throw that on. And so we're just kind of walking. It's a hot day. Let me throw on a wool hat. Wool hat, yeah. But I don't know the science or the logic behind it, but it helps. Let me have some hot chai and throw on this wool hat on this record-setting day. Yeah. So I'm just wearing it. We're doing a march, like, you know, and I turn on my Google Fit thing to track my my burning calories, you know. Right. So we go for like 2 hours and we sit at the steps of the Washington Lincoln Memorial, and it looks something out of like Hunger Games or some like dystopian future or like science fiction book where it's like the steps of the Lincoln Memorial are pretty high up, and there are just like hundreds of military guys just on the steps, just like overlooking us, like just guarding it. Yeah. So we just sit at the base and they're giving speeches. We're listening. And I don't really notice, but there's like a guy kind of like filming, like a news crew guy just coming in, like filming the audience or something. It turned out to be CNN. Again, I'm just looking at this guy talk. I pull up, so we go home. Like 2 hours later, I pull up to the driveway. I get a text or like a tag on Twitter
where it's like, hey, I just saw you on CNN. Here it is. I was like, oh, and I'm in like a sea of people too. Like me and my sister are like sitting next to each other, but we're in a sea of people. Like, how did anybody spot me in all of this? And I have a mask on and the hat.
Whoa.
This is weird. So I don't know how it happened, but other people saw this picture or this image as well. And it started circulating on like Afghan, like the like Fabi from Afghanistan.
Are
meme
you a
pages.
superstar now?
Well, so they're like, oh, look at so like people from back home from Afghanistan. There's like, I didn't realize how many like right wing suburban middle class Afghans are out there where they're like MAGA, you know. And for me, I always kind of saw like the millennial Afghan Americans as a very progressive, incredibly left leaning group of people. But then, you know, I start seeing like
This other side.
Yeah, this other side of like even like Afghans from Afghanistan. They would be like, they put it up on their like Afghan meme pages being like, look at this Afghan, he's out there looting as well. So for me, I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyways, so but to my parents, like it was enough where it showed up on their feed. So my dad and my mom were like,
you losing?
yeah, so they're like upset. They're like, how can they be saying this? And then they're reading the comments and they're like, look at these people. And I'm like, yo, mother, it's social media. Yeah. Like people have said worse shit, you know, that I've done.
You know, that's the trouble with like Afghan cultures, Middle Eastern in general, is that a lot of weight is placed in what will people say.
Yeah.
And if you are porting that over to the internet,
yeah,
that you just want 100% what a great person in comments or the internet, that's the worst medium.
Yeah, and it was funny because like they were like texting from their phones, and like my dad's like trying to write up this like reply this, and it was like apparently he knew a few mutuals in this group that were commenting on that, and he was like this, and he was writing this all in Farsi too, and it's very like poetic and elegant, and, like this is my son. And, you know, he went out there to support black. And then he goes on this whole, like, why Black Lives Matter. And I'm just like, it's really not that serious. Like, it's like 2 days of, like, ridiculous comments. And then it's like, what's the next
thing? Yeah.
But, like, you know, like, they're like, oh, come read this. And, like, look what these. And I'm just like, oh, my.
I used to have this bit where I'm like, sometimes I'll do videos and I'll put it on YouTube and. You know, I don't really go into the comments just because, you know, that's not good for your mental.
Yeah.
Like, I just create the thing and I just forget about it. And I go, my mom will be on there and she'll, like, call me up and be like, oh, I saw the video you posted. Did you see that Dave29 wrote, fuck you? I'm like, oh, I didn't catch that, Mom. And then Harry29, he say, you suck. I'm like, I didn't happen to catch that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, Mom.
Thank you for reading the hate mail I get, you know.
She's like, hold on, I'm not done yet. There's a lot of comments here.
Yeah, I mean, I go through every comment, any tweet, any comment.
You do that?
Oh yeah, like when we had our
Why?
I'm a masochist. I don't know, you know, or maybe I need the self validation. But when we would do the other podcast with Asif, we would throw it up, and everyone would like, you know, chime in with like their very stupid takes, you know. So there's this restaurant in Chicago called Wiener Circle. It's like,
I've been there.
Yeah, you go there and they just like berate you. Like the staff will be like, if you're like, oh, what's in this? Like, why? And they like their whole shtick is like, come here to get berated,
right?
You know. So I kind of adapted and took that into like the comments. Where like people be like, well, next time you guys should try this. I'm like, thank you. If I'm looking for any more bad ideas, I'll ask you. So like I would just spend like, I would upload the video. I'd wait like 24 hours or like as it's real time and just trash people on our comments. People like
seem to respond to it.
People start like digging through our comments just to find the like.
That became more popular than the show.
Yeah. But
people tuned in for the comments.
But yeah, now I've toned it down. Now I get
you're older, you're wiser.
People like send me like tweet out dumb shit to me or like leave dumb comments or DMs. I just don't respond.
I've always had this thought of like Twitter hate or whatever.
Yeah,
that's okay. I don't mind it. That's like being yelled at from a pickup truck. You know,
they're like catcalled.
Yeah, whatever. It's just like, you know, it's just par for the course.
Yeah.
What I don't understand, it's an open forum, so that's fine.
Yeah.
It's like a battle royale, Twitter.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is getting shit on your Instagram, because now you're like going out of your way. I liken it to someone being like, ding dong, Yes, hello. Hi, may I come in? Oh yeah, sure, please. And then they just take their pants off and they go, and they leave. Yeah, I let you into my house.
Yeah.
But Twitter hate, you're in public.
Yeah.
A car drives by, says "fuck you, you suck," and you're like, "Oh, that was weird."
Yeah, yeah.
But the Instagram is just so personal to you.
Yeah.
They're coming into your home.
Yeah.
And like, may I shit in your living room? Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Twitter hate I don't
'Cause
mind.
Twitter,
the
you
Instagram
can-
hate
yeah.
that one's odd.
Because your tweet
And then
can
it's
end
like-
up on someone's
Yes,
timeline
yes.
anyway. You know, like you might not even be following that, but like for Instagram now, without the Discover page, you got to be following that individual.
Yeah. I guess if it randomly pops up on their Explorer, I get that. But sometimes it'll be this like horrible comment, and I click on them and it says following you. I go, what? Why?
Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't even deal with it, or I don't even
Yeah.
acknowledge it.
I have turned into an internet troll.
Nice. How's that working out?
It's really fun. Like
Yeah.
I won't lie. I've always been like a troll, but like to like people I know. So like if I see a dumb tweet, I'm not gonna retweet it with like if it's a friend, a mutual, I like jokingly troll them. But now on TikTok,
Yeah.
like I'm scrolling through TikTok, I see something stupid.
Well, they're all like 12 on there.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna trash like minors.
Sure.
But actually, there are a few minors I.
Yo. You know how I know TikTok slants young? Because I think I had one clip do pretty well on there. It was like that bee bit.
Yeah.
And then one of the comments was like, one time I got stung by a bee. And I'm like, no adult would ever write that. on a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But there's such kid comments.
Yeah.
One time I got stung by a bee. Send.
I will see like a TikTok as I'm scrolling, and it's just so stupid. Where I'm like, I need to tell this person. So I'm like, comment, this was stupid. Keep scrolling. Well, and then so now I've started this thing where there's this a cadence of how people speak on TikTok.
Really?
It's like top 5 things that you need to know about this guy in 1995. So now I like collect all these because I want to do a little compilation of like, why do people talk like this? So I comment to like all those videos. Why do you talk like this? Send, and I favorite or like it so I can like save it so I can download it and like make a little compilation in like a couple months or so.
In an art gallery.
Yeah, of like
I
all these
love what
people
you've
speaking
done.
like top 5 things that you need to know. And so and sometimes they'll respond when they're like, I just wanted to be very energetic for this.
And then you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like they're not fighting you. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
you really took it to heart.
So now I'm like,
You're taking the fun out of trolling.
yeah. But then every so often my troll tweets will like be the top and like the entire day it's just like new like notifications on, and I'm just like, oh man, I just go back and delete a lot of
your
my
new life.
other ones. But yeah, that was my TikTok experience. Oh man, I had this other
A TikTok thought.
no, but movies, if you don't mind us going into that.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
like now that everyone's at home, everyone's stuck watching, doing nothing.
Netflix, yeah.
What are you watching? What have you seen? What have you come across?
I have a bit of a drought right now. Not really watching a lot, but
Really?
I was doing Indian Matchmaker for a bit. I was doing Love on the Spectrum.
I
highly
started that.
recommend
I
Love on the
started
Spectrum.
episode 1. It was sweet.
Of what?
Love on the Spectrum.
It's great.
Yeah.
One thing I found though is autism is a spectrum, and you'll find that as they're trying to find love, they kind of got to be
On that same
like a
way.
4's got to be with a 4. A 6 has got to be with a 6,
Yeah, to
or like
understand one
maybe
another.
one off.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see dates where it's like an 8 is with a 3.
Oh wow.
And you're like, this isn't working out.
Yeah.
It's like it's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you add that makes it that much more difficult. You know, it's
Yeah.
hard enough when you have supposed able-bodied people just, trying to date. Like it's hard enough to do that.
Yeah.
And then when you add the autism thing, it's like
Yeah.
another, but it's really interesting.
I
And I
want-
love how it's not exploitive. It's, I love this new trend of reality shows that is just more informative.
Yeah.
Like even Indian Matchmaker, that's a little more glossy than
a little
Love on the Spectrum.
sensationalized.
A little, yeah.
Okay.
There's a little editorialized stuff.
Sure.
They'll paint someone to look a little more. Maybe they lean a certain way, but through editing, they'll make it, where
Yeah.
they kind of look like a villain, and
Yeah,
they'll like
yeah.
sit on them for a bit, and be like,
Yeah.
these little editing tricks to kind of like really.
But that air of like Bravo style reality shows.
Or like it makes Love Island and all this other shit seem so vapid.
Yeah.
Like when you have, because this seems more real. Like Love Island and The Bachelor is just like good-looking dental hygienists and football players in a jacuzzi trying to find love. Like you have perfect symmetry. Your face is perfectly symmetrical. You're a fucking successful businessman. You can't find love in the real world. You need to be in a mansion with 2010s and give them roses. Like, it's just like, I don't identify with you, or your life isn't that hard, or how I don't want to watch this. I know it's so popular, but it's just like,
this is a lava take.
This isn't a lava take.
I don't know. Are we upsetting
all the Bachelor fans and Love Island? I know it's like the Kardashians or whatever, where you turn your brain off and it's just fun to watch. Yeah, Barbies drink wine and like claw at each other, or like Real Housewives. It just seems like nothing. It's a rice cake nutritionally. Yeah. For your soul. Yeah. There's zero nutritional value for your soul in those shows. But when you watch something like Indian Matchmaker or Love on the Spectrum, you get elements of those where they're trying to find love, which is like a universal theme. That's why those shows work, The Bachelor or Love Island. Yeah. Trying to find someone and love and compatibility and relationships is universal no matter where you live and what your culture is. So that exists in Indian Matchmaker. That exists in Love on the Spectrum. But on top of that, in addition to these universal themes, you get a window into like what that world is like. Indian matchmaking. People only think of arranged marriage and they think like, oh, your parents made me marry this person. That's how brown people do it. Like Apu from The Simpsons, he was forced to marry, like it's this very broad, non-nuanced view of another culture. Yeah. And it's great in that it paints with a lot of colors. You find out that like, no, it's not arranged or anything. They're just providing a bunch of options to go on dates with. It's almost like a human app. Like you go on Bumble, you go on Tinder or whatever. So instead of Bumble and Tinder, you just have this woman who's kind of, and the culture has sort of deemed it like this is the way they do it, where they submit a bunch of people and she can kind of see all these parameters. They're a little more specific than say a Bumble or a Tinder. Like, and that's what's kind of great about the show too, is you realize minorities aren't like holy. They don't have, because there is this, sometimes white America will put minorities on a pedestal and just be like, they've got it figured out. Or
the model minority myth.
Or it's almost like, there's no war with animals, but like a bear will tear your head open. You know what I mean? Yeah. Animals are better than us.
It's like this mysticism.
About like the other East. Being, this mysticism of the East, and they have it figured out, or just or minorities, this white guilt thing. But then I love in the show, there's so many instances where they're like, she must be fair, light skin, all the time, and that just shows you like there's racism in
there's white supremacy within a lot of like
or just colorism, cultures. What I mean, where lighter is better. So it's not like that just exists. It's rampant in a lot of cultures. So that was kind of nice too, where they didn't sugarcoat it. And there's some people on Twitter were like, this is fucked up. And you got to understand, to not show it or to nerf that would be more of a disservice than like showing what the reality of the situation is. They're not they're not adding a narrative that it's like better or worse. They're just showing it for what it is. Yeah. And
that's one thing I've noticed where, I mean, specifically for like the Muslim American community, whenever there's content like that, people love the word glorify. When I'm like, there's one thing where you're depicting something and showing it. Yes. And then there's a glorification of it. Now if they did like a Fair and Lovely, that whitening cream, if they did like a whole like segment on why it's amazing, that would be a different story. Yes. But the fact that you're like, this cream exists, that's more of a depiction, like you're showing it than glorifying something. But that narrative always
so
gets
that was
lost.
Cool for me to see, and I think cool to know that other people are going to get to see that too, where that's part of a big part of the culture. Yeah, that maybe it will get remedied in some time, but it's still there. Yeah. So I just think it's interesting. You get to be a fly on the wall in that type of culture. Just like them meeting and seeing if it works out. A lot of times it doesn't, and then they get new matches and what's important to them, and same with Love on the Spectrum. Some of the difficulties of, so you're like learning. Yeah. You get that relationship part of The Bachelor or whatever the fuck, but then you also learn about other cultures.
Yeah.
And just like subcultures, like, people on the spectrum and stuff like that, where you'd have no idea.
Gotcha. So you've been into the reality
The
TV.
reality tip, man.
Those
Those two came out back to back.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else.
There has to be like old movies that you've seen for the first
That's
time.
Benjamin Button again.
Oh,
Dope.
amazing.
Oh,
Dude,
it holds up. Not a week
one
late.
of one of David Fincher's best, and the fact that
Yeah.
he made it. David Fincher is known for like his serial killer films, and then there's like this whole like romantic.
So much heart in this thing.
Yeah, like he did Seven, Fight Club, Gone Girl, and it's all like death, killing.
I want to
blood.
do a little question to the audience. This is for the female viewers. I'm very curious to know which version of Brad Pitt and Benjamin Button are you most into? What is the sexiest Brad Pitt and Benjamin Button?
Is he
I
Russian?
have mine.
Oh, Brad Pitt in Russia, Brad Pitt in Paris, or Brad Pitt.
It is it's like really cool because like as the movie progresses,
Yeah.
there's a moment where you're like he pops up on screen. You go,
There he
"He's
is.
so much ass now.
There he is.
He was old as fuck. Oh.
That's when you got to Paris, right?
For me, you want to know what it was? I'm very heterosexual, but
That's fine.
I can
You're
call a spade a
comfortable?
spade.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable.
I'm with you on this. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna pretend like
Is he
no
is
homo,
he?
bro.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a bit where I want to be like, someone said, "Oh, I look good, no homo," and like I'm wearing a suit or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'd prefer yes homo,
Yeah.
because that means I look so good
Yeah.
that he's gay now. That's a lot of power.
Yeah.
That's a really good suit. Yes homo. I'm not happy about it. I just found out. I don't know till I saw it. Right? Wouldn't you prefer yes homo?
I would. Yeah.
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 No homo. You're like,
So
how does that help me?
What was your yes homo moment?
Yes homo moment was when he pops up on the screen and he's on the motorcycle.
Oh, when they're both together on the bike.
Nah, I think he's by himself.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean.
I think that was like the shift.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, okay, now he's like a silver fox.
Gotcha.
Right?
I think so. Oh, okay.
Where he's like, when he's on the open road and I'm like,
Yeah.
he's got the sunglasses and shit and the
Gotcha.
leather jacket and the jeans.
Yeah.
And you just want to rip those jeans. Just keep going further. You just want to pull those jeans down and you just want to spend the night with him and just like, just like his friends at first and then you develop into this thing, but like,
Just have him caress you once.
Yeah, you just caress him just a little bit, just like down the back and like spell letters and stuff on your back, and then you say, "Tell me a joke," and he tells you a joke, and it's not that funny, but it's not really about that. It's just like you're sharing the same space together. Yeah, it's like hypothetical,
Romantic. I mean, like, who hasn't romanticized a life with Brad Pitt? At
Yeah.
some point in their life.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, that's a great film. I love that. I love that film.
Yeah, so good. I revisited it and I was just like, this holds up.
Yeah, it really does.
What about you? You saw Tax Collector, right?
Oh my. Tax Collector,
Mm-hmm.
the David Ayer Shia LaBeouf film.
Yes.
I've been reading articles and like videos of people saying people are outraged that Shia LaBeouf is like brown or acting like a cholo, like a Mexican American and I'm like, I follow a lot of individuals, like reporters and writers, like cultural writers on Twitter that people of color, writers of color. I'm like, I haven't seen a single article or take or any comment of anyone
Saying this is wrong.
saying that anything about Shia brown facing. I don't know if they were trying to make that a thing to like promote the film or something. Nowhere in the film does it show that he is playing a Mexican American.
Yeah.
You kind of get the sense that he's just this white boy living in
that world.
in South LA, but it was the first half of the film was great. Shia kills the role.
Dude, me and
Did you watch it yet?
No, but
Oh.
me and Santino were talking about Shia LaBeouf. We'll chat sometimes, and he's like the best actor of our generation, I think.
Of our generation, yeah, I can agree. Like hands down, I can agree that Shia,
Yeah.
he can do it all. He did comedy, even Stevens, like he.
Dude, when I was watching, I feel like we've talked about this, but when I saw him on Even Stevens,
Yeah.
I was a kid, and I'm like, he's
Oh,
amazing.
I
He's a
love
star.
Even Stevens, and then I feel like the love that we had for him as like millennials, on that show, like, we would follow him to like other, like when he did Holes, we're like, we're all gonna watch Holes. Shia's in Holes, you know. Transformers, Shia's in Transformers, you know. 2 and 3 got you know, but like we all watched Transformers 1, you know. And he's been like, I think the first role that he kind of like went from like that silly guy from like the cameo in Charlie's Angels and Holes was Disturbia. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where you're like, oh, this is a little dark and edgy.
Spielberg? No, that was something like
yeah, that was Eagle
Eye.
Eye.
Okay.
That was a little odd. It's on that topic. It's funny how there's all these films about like government, the plot.
Surveillance.
Yeah, the plot will be like the government's doing X bad thing. We need to rise up against it and do it. And in these films we're watching and we're cheering Shia on, like, yeah, we're cheering like Hunger Games, start the rebellion. Yeah, and when it happens,
Hey, that's not the way to do it.
yeah,
That'd be Hunger Games. Like that's not the way to do it.
yeah,
guys.
like maybe we should kneel with the cops and take, you know, do the electric slide with the cops, you know, like you wouldn't do, like, I don't know. It's like, it's weird how even in Star Wars, well, it's like the whole thing was like, I remember Disney tweeted or like made a Facebook comment where it was like, hope is in the resistance, you know?
Okay.
And everyone was like, whoa, Disney out here
Hot
supporting
take.
revolutions. And, you know, well, I get they're like referencing the
Star
movie,
Wars.
but you know, it's like we love it in cinema, but when it comes to reality, and you know, that was just a little eagle eye take.
Yeah, I've thought about that too in Star Wars. Like,
Yeah,
like if you applied that to modern day, what side do you think?
yeah.
Luke
Star Wars,
Skywalker is
Hunger
in?
Games, you like any kind of film where there's some kind of like rebellion or revolution, you cheer for the hero, but when it comes down to it in reality, are you going to be like, maybe we should hear both sides?
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, Tax Collector, bad film. Shia LaBeouf, amazing in the role, bad film. Don't watch it.
What about just people watch the first half?
Yeah, I'd tell everyone, yeah, just watch that first half. Don't watch the rest of the movie. There gets to a point in the film where there's no redemption for the film. Like, nothing can happen for the film to get better, you know? But I started watching Mr. Robot.
Oh,
like,
dude, I fell off though. Like, I think I saw first 2 seasons and then I just didn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
But I met Remy Malek at the
no
Comedy
way.
Store and his brother.
Oh, wow.
Fuck,
Oh,
what's his
that's
brother's name. I
right.
think Sammy Malek. And they're twins. I had no idea.
Yeah. I started watching it.
Oh, was my brother there? I wonder if my brother was there. I think my brother was there. So it was weird. It's like they
The
got
brothers.
to meet the Anwars.
Yeah, the Anwar brothers met the Malik brothers. I'm on season 3. It's a good show. I watched a show on HBO called I May Destroy You.
Oh, I heard it's good.
It's good. It can be triggering, you know, and not to like, you know, I know some people might be listening to like snowflakes and triggers, but it touches on sexual violence, and sexual assault. So I mean, like, so when I say it can be triggering for individuals who've experienced that, you know, it might hit a little too close to home. Some people might find, you know, I don't know, closure in it or something, you know, watching a show like that. But that's been a good show.
Oh, I watched you. Did I tell you I was watching Euphoria?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. So I finished that.
Oh yeah. How'd you like it? Was it as good as
I
everyone
was
was saying?
against it at first, where I was like maybe I remember I had to revisit it because I tried to watch it
Yeah.
a few months ago, and then I just finally got over the hump, and it's great. It's just
Okay.
shot so well, and it's
All right.
beautiful soundtrack and everything, and also it's just such an interesting window into, like, I know it's a hyper stylized and realized version of what youth culture is today,
Yeah.
but it is pretty. You're like, oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't grow up this way. I didn't have to worry about this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like you're always in school. At least when the bell rung, you had home life or whatever.
Yeah.
But with this, kids are just always being bullied or always, and there's these new pressures.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of eye opening.
Yeah.
And then the sexuality and stuff so early, and drugs and shit,
Yeah.
which I'm sure has always been around, but yeah,
I haven't started yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I'd recommend it. Yeah.
I think those are Tax Collectors on YouTube. You can like rent it like $3 off YouTube. Rent it for but
Oh, I also did a Euphoria audition tape. So if you go to my Instagram, I
Okay.
auditioned for Euphoria.
I'm gonna watch that. But I don't think anything else. I've been watching anime.
Nice.
I tried getting into anime.
You should start wearing like anime shirts You know, guys who wear anime shirts get like so much pussy. It's
Bro,
crazy.
I got my
Bro,
anime
show that to the cameras.
Naruto Uzumaki pop socket.
How does Ali get all the girls? You figured it out.
Avatar,
do you pretend?
The Last Airbender.
Do you go like this, like a girl sitting here at Starbucks, and you go, yeah, okay, so we closed that deal. Fantastic. So I'm still successful. Awesome. Sorry, this is bothering you.
Yeah.
You tell them what anime you watch anime.
No, I slip in some of the like phrases. I'll be like, yeah, Rasengan, you know,
and then you check you. What does that mean?
It was like one of the moves a guy does.
So specific.
Yeah, I've just been caught up on that. I've just been watching a lot of like old classic French, new wave French films that like I hate myself. I feel like I do.
Do you wear a beret when you do it?
I just hate the French.
What?
I
love the French.
Lava take, hot take.
Hey, I love the French. They made Paris. You can't hate.
I can hate. Fuck the French.
It's like the best city in the world.
I actually enjoyed my time in Paris.
Paris is the best.
Yeah.
It's really amazing when you go to a city where they actually thought about it that long ago. Every other city is just sort of like, we'll make it up as we go.
Yeah.
Paris is like, all right, let's think about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty great.
It was nice. Yeah. So this time going, I got to spend a lot more time with like the locals out there, and they got to really show me around.
The indigenous people?
The indigenous. Well, I mean, a lot of, French culture, like modern French culture, stems from like North African culture, like they just rip off that, rip off of North African and Black African cultures, West African as well. But yeah, anyway.
Hey, they have like crepes though.
Yeah. So it's been a while, but what are
mailbag?
Our 5-month-old mailbag?
Oh man. There's been a drop in the mailbag because we haven't been
on for like 5 months.
For quite a while.
Yeah.
So this would be a reminder though, guys. fahimanwardancehour@gmail.com. Write into us.
Yeah, right in.
Tell us how you like the new digs. Other stuff, questions, I guess.
Also, this table is very empty and spacious.
Yeah, it is.
So if you have any knick-knack things that you want to send,
to populate the table.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
I'm sure you'll find some mailing address to some agency.
Yeah, I'll get a PO box or something.
Yeah.
Send to your, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Agency.
You'll put it somewhere in the YouTube link.
Sure. Yeah.
That gives more incentive for people to watch us on YouTube.
This is true.
Bro, if you're listening to this, you're missing out the lighting, the neon signs,
our beautiful faces, the way the light hits off of our ethnic features.
Yeah. Well, Fahim, I have a question.
Please.
You have a laptop in front of you.
Yeah.
Why are you on your phone? Looking up the mailbag.
This may be a prop.
Oh, you could just toss it right now and it's just like made out of foam.
No, it's just not on. I don't think it's charged.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I can't, I don't think it works.
Oh, okay.
I need a new laptop.
Gotcha. So
it looks good on camera.
Looks good. We got the Fahim. We have Dance Hour on
Dance
that.
Hour, yeah.
Dance Hour.
I think we'll have merch soon. So
okay. I'm excited.
I should make dance shoes, huh? How dope would that be?
That would be,
Fucking Dance
Who would you team up with?
Maybe Adams if they would want to do it. Because they sent me some shoes.
Yeah.
Right?
The Fahim Dance shoes.
Fahim Dance Hour shoes.
That would actually be pretty fresh. I'd wear them.
All right, mailbag. This might be old as shit, but we got to rip through it. All right. This is from Julie Arciaga.
Okay.
Fahim, saw the post regarding Ariana Grande in your Insta, which leads to the question. Number 1, have you ever dated celebrities in the past? 2, if there was a dating poll between you and Lance Constantopoulos, who do you think would win? Interesting. Yeah, the Ariana Grande thing was funny. Did we talk about it? Did that happen during quarantine?
I don't remember any Ariana Grande moment.
It was random as fuck. We had a little interference. What's going on there? Is it your phone?
That might be my phone. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You have your phone fucking like running the recorder. You're like, I don't know. Is that me? Yeah, so I was on Instagram one day and I saw Us Weekly tag me in their story.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Did we talk about it or no?
No, I don't think we ever talked about it, but I did push.
Oh, for me to win?
To at least even it out.
It was just preposterous. It was ridiculous. So whatever. I'm on my phone and I see I'm tagged. I'm like, what is this? I go to it. It's Us Weekly. And it's this image and it goes like, Ariana Grande is single again. Who should she get with? Michael B. Jordan or Fahim Anwar? And I'm like, what?
It's so random.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on anyone's radar, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Michael B. Jordan, so.
Why would, yeah.
And it's a poll. I'm like, don't make this. Don't turn the knife. It's like.
They did you dirty.
They did me dirty.
I mean, at least compare you to another comedian.
The comparison is already preposterous and hurtful. To actually, like, do an actual poll, you're making it even hurt more. So then I'm like, it's very funny, though. So then I tweeted out, and I'm like, guys, help me win this thing, or I need your help. And I doubt Michael B. Jordan is doing that. He's just being Michael B. Jordan. That's all he needs to do. So then I just think that's the end of it. And then they publish the results on Instagram or whatever. And I think I got like 30.
Yeah, man.
He won.
Yeah.
But I got a respectable 32, 34%.
Yeah. That's because I remember it was low, and I start sending that the People's Mag to like all these people. I'm like, start voting, just to like get the, like,
because if I won, Ariana would be bound to date me
legally.
Legally, Us Weekly. That's how it works. That they're like a panda matching service.
Yeah.
They match all the celebrities. So if you win the poll, me and Ariana are an item.
Yeah.
So I lose. And I go, that was funny. That was a fun thing during quarantine. I go on with my life. My aunt sends me a picture because I think she subscribes to it, or she has a salon, so she just gets all these magazines and shit. So she sends me a picture, and it's in the magazine. The results of the poll.
They put it in People's Mag.
It's in print. I'm like, they published it? So then I post that. Yeah, it was
you should have tried hard. If you would have known, it would have been immortalized in print.
I guess, but it was crazy enough for it to exist on Instagram.
Yeah.
But the fact that it ran and it's on glossy paper, that was ridiculous to me.
There had to be people in the office and people to be like,
you guys. I want to know the genesis of this. I'm fascinated, like how this happened. It's almost like that podcast you listen to. How did this get made?
Yeah.
How did I end up in this poll?
Yeah.
So who even knows about me there?
Yeah.
How did they fly it up the poll and get this approved by the editors?
Yeah.
Where the editor has glasses on, and he looks at Michael B. Jordan, Fahim Anwar, he's like, no way.
Yeah, run it.
I've seen his Instagram sketches. Run it. I listen to the Fahim Anwar Dance Hour podcast, and then it gets published. So that was a fun to do during quarantine. That's what she's talking about. So have I dated a celebrity? I have not. Although I'm on this app, this is like dating app Raya. It's like, it's not great. It's just fun. Like nothing turns into anything on that app. It's just like, it's for like celebrities. The only people on there is like, and I don't even know why I'm on there. I'm like the lowest rung on the Raya ladder. Like Cara Della, whatever, she's on there.
Do they rate?
Like Lucy Hale's on there.
Do they rate like your celebrity status? Like
no, but you have to be accepted.
Oh, okay,
so not everyone gets in.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to think who else is on there. But like, yeah, so it's like famous people and shit are on there, and then models are on there, and like singers and actors, and I'm barely in there because I'm a comedian, I guess. But you have to get approved.
Yeah.
One time I matched with Doja Cat though.
Whoa.
And this is before she's like huge now.
Yeah.
She's like giant.
Wow.
And then I didn't know her that much when we matched. I think she had the Moo song or whatever.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit.
Bitch, I'm a cow.
Yeah. So I had to do a little homework or whatever because I'm like tapped out. I don't really know that shit. And then we chatted for a bit, and then I was just too intimidated. Like, it's this other thing, you know?
Yeah.
So we talked for a little bit, and she probably wasn't even into it, but that was kind of novel. So it's fun whenever I see her like songs like, pop off. I'm like, hey, we talked for a day.
But I feel like Lance could have easily, you know.
True.
I'm excited to see what else we got, but I'm just always looking around, looking at the scale of our
operation,
our very modest operation. We started about like 2 years ago, around this time 2 years ago, and we've gone strong. You know, we've gone.
Yeah, man. Dude, because I would get hit up quite a bit. Like, where's the pod? People have been wanting it to come back.
Yeah. I mean, like now, a lot of people are working from home, so there's not going to be that much of the listen to this on the commute. But
true.
Listen to this on your walk.
Sure. Or just have it on the TV while you do stuff at home.
Yeah.
Have it in the background. All right, I got one. This is from Jay Johnson. Quarantine hypothetical. Hello. I have a hypothetical question situation for you all. Would you rather be quarantined with someone who constantly breaks into song or constantly breaks into rambling stories? This one is easy.
Stories.
My man.
I don't want to be quarantined with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I had the option of maybe like carpooling with some friends across America, and I was like, no way.
Yeah.
To be stuck in close quarters with someone for that long.
Ooh, this is referencing something that we talked about earlier in the pod. I forgot to mention it. One of my biggest pet peeves is when I've made plans to hang out with someone.
Yeah.
They go, yo, come over or whatever. And I get there, and there's people there that we're not discussed about.
Oh.
They've painted it as a one-on-one sitch.
Yeah.
I need to know exactly who's going to be there if I come over.
If
I come over and there's new bodies,
yeah.
fuck you, dude.
Nah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's betrayal, dude.
It's betrayal.
I get, yeah, that bothers me.
Like, I want to just like go home and be like,
Yeah.
you lied to me.
Yeah.
Bye.
I have you know her, Gina, a friend of mine. Like, she understands how I feel about these situations. So, like,
Yeah.
if I'm going to go there, I'm like, I need to know who, because now, okay, there's two things. One, if I don't like these individuals, I'm not going to show up at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or two, I need to know what kind of energy I need to bring.
Yes,
to the
I need to
table.
mentally.
Yeah.
I'm not mentally there.
Yeah.
I was mentally preparing for 2 people, and now
Yeah.
there's 4.
Oh, yeah.
I can't be me.
Yeah.
Now I'm working.
Yeah.
You've removed my options.
Mm-hmm.
You've
And
tricked me.
it's always like, and then another part, it's like, do I know these people?
Yeah.
Or are they new people? Because that's a different kind of energy. If you know people, all right, maybe you can like
Sure.
be a little.
But so and so's gonna come by. Or you show up and they're already there. You know.
Yeah.
Nothing against these people.
Yeah.
Let's paint the picture
Some
for what it
heads up.
is.
Yeah. Some heads up.
Sometimes it works out, but when it doesn't, yeah. Biggest pet peeve. Again, this is like a testament to removing people's options. That's the worst. Like, another one is when someone goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" and they just tell you the day. What are you doing on the 21st? You're an asshole. Because I have to answer you. You obviously have a favor.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to ask me to
Yeah.
do something, and you have gotten rid of my excuse.
Yeah.
So I'll counter it. I'll judo it if they go, because they either want me to move or they want me to do something that sucks.
Yeah.
So they'll go, "What are you doing on this day?" So I'll go, not sure. Why? Or be like, "I think I'm free. Got to check my calendar." Why?
Yeah.
I keep it ambiguous.
Yeah.
I don't give them a binary yes, because
Yeah.
then I'm locked into whatever the next thing they're doing.
Yeah.
So if you're on the other end of that, say what the thing is,
Yeah.
and then say, "Are you available on this day?" Don't hide it.
Yeah.
Have it in the hopper. "Are you free this day?" "Yeah, I am." "Cool, I'm moving. It'd be great if you could help me out."
Yeah.
Very rarely is it.
I hit them with depends. So like,
Oh, depends. That's kind of.
So last week or like a week and a half ago, I got this text with no name, like it was an unsaved number. I got a text being like, "Hey, are you still in LA?" And I'm like, "It depends. Like, I don't know who you are."
who's asking?
And they're like, "Well, it depends on what." I'm like, "It depends on who this is and what you want, you know?" But yeah, I think I stick to that now, even though it might come off a little, but
Sometimes they need that.
I just got to be
Sometimes
honest
you
with
need a dose
people.
of reality.
I like at this point, I just want to be very honest with individuals.
Sometimes people need that. Just like, depends. Why? Or like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes people tiptoe around that. Even like at comedy shows, when someone heckles,
Yeah.
I do so many shows where I'm willing to like derail the show to teach this person a lesson.
Yeah.
Most of the time I can make it fun and
Yeah.
it'll still be funny and I can still destroy this person. But I am willing to sacrifice the show to deal with this heckler and just
Yeah.
make them feel terrible
Yeah,
and
yeah.
make it a night they'll never forget.
Yeah.
Cause I do a million shows. They will never forget about this.
Yeah.
I'll make
the
sure
next
of it.
time they go to a comedy show, they're not going to be obnoxious.
Yeah, or just like every couple months they'll be driving to work and they'll just remember the way it made their body feel, and they'll kind of shudder a bit.
Yeah.
And I'll just make sure it's not a pleasurable experience for them, or I'm gonna make it awkward. You know?
Yeah.
Just because they need that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not purposely trying to do that, but if it goes that way, I don't care. I do a million shows. I'm already established in the comedy community. Like,
Yeah.
I've got nothing to prove. Like, and a lot of times I'm not even getting paid for this gig. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, sometimes people need that lesson,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy
Yeah.
to teach it.
But yeah, I don't even mean this in like a rude way or disrespectful way, but I think, you know, I feel like for me, I need to just get to a point where I can just tell people, and I've gotten there where I can just say, I just don't want to come over. I just don't want to hang out. Like and why? Because I just don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more reason to that. There's some, like sometimes you're just being a funk and you're like, I don't want to leave the house, and I don't want to create an excuse and I don't want to make it sound like I'm going through a depressive episode. I just say like, I just don't want to do something.
I also wanted to do a bit about that. Like how when you get older, you're less accommodating. Cause let's see, like in your early 20s, if someone asks you to do something, you'll be like, you'll do it just because you feel like you need to do it. You succumb to that thing. And then in your 30s, someone asks you to do something, you don't want to do it, you'll say no, but you'll make up an excuse. I want to get to that next level where somebody asks you to do something and you just go, no. And you don't even have to, there's a luxury. I can't wait to not even have to worry about thinking of an excuse. Because even that is a mental tax. When you don't want to do something, you go, okay, cool, I'll save some time there. But in the meantime, you're like, okay, what's a good excuse? That's still mentally taxing. Like, what's the lie? What's the lie I tell them? How liberating it must be just to be like, no. And not even worry about what the lie is going to be. I just don't want to. Thank you, though.
Because I had a relative that my cousin kind of moved out here for like a couple months during this last few months. He got like an Airbnb and stuff. And he'd be like, hey, do you want to like go for a hike today? Go to the beach, grab some food. I'm like, I just want to hang out today. Like, it is what it is.
If you do want an excuse, you just go mental health day. I get it. Do what you got to do. People respect the mental health. All right, this one's from Asif Qureshi?
Yeah, I believe that.
You know?
No, I don't.
All right. Make a playlist! Exclamation point. Hey, been taking in a bunch of Fahim's content the last week or so. I love it. I think you should make a playlist of the songs you use on your podcast. I know you often say the names of them in the podcast, but it'd be cool if you put them all in one place. I'm sure a bunch of people would add to the playlist, and you'd become a music curator. Smiley face.
Well,
never mind. You have one. All right. Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
So Fahim Anwar Dance Hour
on Spotify.
There's a playlist. But I also made another playlist because I always post songs on my Instagram. There's another playlist called Fahim Anwar IG. So if you search for either of those, I would say follow both of them.
Gotcha.
But all the songs that we've used on this podcast is on the Fahim Anwar Dance Hour Spotify playlist. For the YouTube, you're not going to hear the songs because it gets flagged. And we can't collect any ad rev because then the artist with the musical art, it'll defeat the whole purpose of what this is. So on YouTube, you're not going to get the song. If you're listening audio wise, you will hear it.
Okay.
But I'll still put in the description what the song of the week is. And I'll still put it on the playlist.
Gotcha.
So every week we'll have one song.
Gotcha.
For the Fahim Anwar Dance Hour.
Okay.
Playlist. There you go. Let me see. Do I do one more? This one's just a nice one. It says Corona time. This is from Juliana. Fahim and Ali, day one listener here. Missed the podcast. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe.
Thank you.
Thanks, Juliana.
I've surprisingly stayed fairly safe.
Yeah, I've stayed safe too.
I really don't. I try not to go out. I'll go out outdoors, but now like a new study came out about like aerosols and infection through that is higher than like I don't know, man. There's like it's just best to just stay home and do nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think that's pretty good for a mailbag.
Yeah.
But write in fahimanwardancehour@gmail.com.
Write in. We're back.
We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music or whatever it is.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Yeah. We're glad to be back. I guess that's about it. Oh, I got to tell you. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do the song.
Gotcha.
We're working the kinks out here.
Yeah.
So
this is like our first episode back.
It's not bad.
We got some things that we got to adjust.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have any like preseason games. This is like straight into the Super Bowl for us. I guess that's it for the YouTube.
It was great. Write us in. Leave us a review on Apple, iTunes. Comment on YouTube. Tell us what you think about the whole new set. And if
troll us.
Tell us if, we should just go back to strictly audio and,
No, that
Fahim's
would
living room.
Fuck, man. We spent so much money on this.
Yeah, they're like, nah.
We don't like seeing you.
Go back to Fahim's living room.
Go back to the mattress, opium den in Koreatown.
Yeah, go back in the studio. Good times. We came from
humble beginnings.
Yeah, humble beginnings.
Look at us now.
No sponsors now. We gave up all of our sponsors.
Look, we got an articulating arm. I used to have to hold it.
Oh yeah.
Look at this, hands free. I can do all this stuff. I can dance now.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
We had to give up all of our sponsors, Apache.
Yeah.
Life Alert.
Life Alert, Broken Glass, I believe.
Broken Glass.
Hopefully, we'll get some new ones though.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't want to plug this app, but like, I love it. It's
Citizen.
Called, yes.
I know about it. Yeah.
Dude, it's been keeping me entertained. I'm
You've
like
been fighting crime.
Yeah. So I'm playing like Fortnite with my cousins, and then be like, boop, boop, boop. Man shot a block away. I'm like, hey guys,
Hey,
a guy
cool.
just got shot. You know, and like,
Stay safe out there.
yeah.
I don't want to know that. Like my eyes are the Citizen app.
Yeah.
I just look for somebody getting stabbed, and then I go the other way.
For me in Korea, I mean, you lived there for like a decade.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is where like at night you'll just hear like helicopters circling for like an hour or two, and you're just like, what is going? So now I can be like, oh, okay, there a group of guys are barricading themselves in a building.
Nice, because before you would just hear the choppers.
Yeah.
But now you get to
Now
know
the context,
why.
yeah.
Oh,
okay.
This is why.
Yeah.
There's a spotlight from a helicopter.
Yeah. Like, oh, there's a guy with a gun hiding in on my street. Okay, now I can go back to bed.
As you were helicopters,
Yeah.
I'm not as annoyed. You're keeping us safe.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the helicopter spotlight? I
Oh.
was walking on the street and it just like hit me, and then, like I shared a moment with the pilot, like this.
No, I got it on my house once, and then when I was driving, like I saw the light, like the spotlight on the highway or the freeway or whatever, and then it like came on my car for a second, and it like moved. I was like, oh shit, I'm like in a movie right now, you know, like I'm on a high speed chase, and here comes a spotlight right on my car. But because you never like living in the suburbs, you never experience
Oh
that.
no,
But in LA,
totally. I had this bit where my brother was visiting, and like I'm just so used to the police helicopters, I don't even hear it anymore.
yeah,
Like it's like the ocean to me at this
Yeah.
point. He's like, there's a lot of helicopters, huh? And I go, is there?
yeah,
And I had to retune my ear to hear helicopters
yeah.
because my brain just learned to block it out.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
there are a lot of police helicopters.
Speaking of living by the beach or by the ocean or whatever, I started going to the beach like
Whoa.
regularly now.
Nice. Are you a hippie?
I don't know, but like I feel like there's a new part of me that's been awakened where
Nice.
I've lived
You're
here
selling
for
crystals.
yeah, I lived
If
here
you
for
want to buy Ollie Bullich's healing crystals,
I've lived here for 8 years, and I just start going into the water. Like where I'm like, I'm gonna swim in the ocean.
whoa! I feel like this is a breakthrough or something.
It is. I feel like I've maybe hit that like quarter life crisis thing where I'm like, I gotta be
Let the waves take you.
yeah, one with the ocean.
I've been fighting nature instead of being a part of it.
Yeah. But I went yesterday. It was cold, so I made a mistake now. Now
That's
I gotta
all right.
wait for the next heat
You're
wave.
a beach guy now.
Yeah, I'm a beach guy. But anyways, thank you guys for
Tuning
sticking
in.
around.
Yeah.
Sorry that we've been out for so long.
I know.
But
But it took a while to get this up and running. I think we're good now.
Yeah.
We've got a nice little system.
Yeah.
And you were gone in DC for
I was
so
gone
long,
for
but
2 months. Oh, we have a $1,100 little stand here.
Yeah. It's pretty.
I don't want to lift it up, but
yeah,
it's
too
expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive.
We like to hide it.
Yeah,
we like to
we're like,
we
there's
like to spend the most money.
This table
on-
is
and
money,
then hide it.
but let's just be humble about it.
Sure.
But we also gotta flex about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back. We'll see you guys next week, and stay safe out there.
Peace.
Peace.
Dance